Hi again folks, how's all doing? This is an old Hornby Hymek that was sent to me by Gary. It's an old Hornby R758 that would have had the white ends originally, but they've been painted yellow, which looks a bit better to me. Anyway, Gary says this runs very smoothly and quietly, but the polarity is wrong. He doesn't want to take it all apart to flip the magnet in case it no longer runs so quietly and smoothly. Let's see how it runs. So this should be going forwards, but it's going backwards, and vice versa. Otherwise it's running very well. So let's get this into the shed and we'll sort it out. Right, okay, another Hymek, one of the old ones. This is a Hornby one, not the Triang one. Hornby Railways R758, built in Britain. And we've got the pickups on the front bogie. Yeah, so this has been repainted, or at least the ends have. This would have had white ends originally, and it's been repainted yellow, which looks pretty good, I think. So the polarity being wrong in this is just down to the magnet and the motor being the wrong way around. Somebody's had it apart and put it back incorrectly. It's easy done. So basically I've got two choices here. I could take the magnet out and flip it, stick it back in, problem sorted. Or I could remagnetise it in my remagnetiser, just the correct way. Now, the danger of taking the magnet out is it might lose some of its magnetism, but the danger of putting it in the remagnetiser is it might strengthen the magnet. Now, the motor in this thing, it's the old Spider assembly motor. We'll open it up in a minute and you'll see. I know this motor pretty well, and it's quite sensitive to the strength of the magnet. If it's too weak, the motor won't run very well, and if it's too strong, it won't run very well. I experimented putting a neodymium into my old Class 37 and the motor wouldn't run at all. And I remagnetised the magnet in that motor as well, and it didn't like it very much, and I've encountered that a few times with these motors. Usually they remagnetise fine. But sometimes they just don't like it. They don't like the magnet being too strong. So given that, Gary's very happy with the way this runs and doesn't want it to run any differently, he just wants it to run in the correct direction, I'm a little bit wary of remagnetising it because it might strengthen the magnet and that could cause the motor to run a bit noisier and maybe not as well. I mean, in theory it should be more efficient, but yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is take the magnet out and flip it, but I'm going to try and maintain the magnetism. Right, let's open this up. Body just clips on. Clip it there, it comes out, and we'll get this clip out to release the motor. Like so, need to watch these wires. Yeah, there's lots of oil in the bearings. And it all looks absolutely fine. So, right, so to get to the magnet, we need to remove the housing, and that's going to pull the pickups and the brushes and everything else out. But what's important to not touch in this is the armature, the wheels and the bearings, because those are the source of the noise. So if we don't touch those, it should be okay. So we shall undo the screw. I'm frightened to say this is going to be a very simple repair, but it should be, in theory. Take that screw out. There's a pickup out of position there as well. Lift that. And there is the magnet. You can see somebody's marked it. to try and keep the polarity correct. But maybe it was wrong in the first place, or maybe they just liked it running in reverse polarity. So we need to take this magnet out and turn it around and stick it back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it partially out like that, and then I'll put a couple of these keepers either side. I mean, it would probably be fine if I just lift the magnet out and flip it. You know, it's sometimes they lose their strength very quickly, and other times they're fine. But just to be on the safe side, we'll lift it out, we'll turn it around, and put it back in. So that should be fine. Get that out the road. Now we've got to manipulate this back on. Try and get the brushes in place and everything else. This can be a real fiddle. Let's see if we can do this without removing the brushes. There we go. Get the pickups inside the wheels. All looks fine. Get that screw back in. Tighten that up. I think while we're in here, we'll get a wee spot of gear oil onto the worm gears, and just a wee bit fresh oil into the bearings. Right, okay, pop this back on very carefully. Don't want to break those wires. That's fine. Put the clip back on. Alright, let's put this on the test track and make sure it goes the right way. Okay, so it should go this way. There we go. Sorted. I forgot to check the current draw, but I think it'll be okay. Let's see. Yeah, 250 milliamps, that's absolutely fine for that motor. So there we go, that's the polarity sorted in this. All I did was just pull the magnet out and turn it around, but I was careful to keep some pole pieces either side just to be sure I wasn't going to lose any magnetism. But, you know, I'd much rather have done that and then remagnetised it. You know, I was careful not to touch the bearings, the gears and the wheels, because that's, you know, where the noise comes from. But the fact that this runs so well is probably down to the armature. It's probably got a very well balanced armature. Okay, let's pull it out of the shed. So there we are, that's this old Hornby Hymek repolarised. Nice to not have to do anything else to a model, although off camera I did tweak the wheel spacing on the front bogie wheels a wee bit, because they were a bit too wide, but other than that this was best left alone as much as possible. Flip the magnet, spot of oil and job done. Okay, I shall get it packed up, ready to go back to Gary, and I'll catch you later folks.